Hi there everybody, so I'm James Carolyn of Max Strength Holistic. I'm going to be assisted by the very capable Valentina, another fantastic therapist. Okay, so this is a video, this is requested by, forgive me if I can't pronounce your name properly, to a chap by the name of Zhang Georgi, who was looking for more Tuina based videos, specifically concentrating on the shoulder. So we may also cover a little bit of neck stuff as well, hope that's okay. And yeah, so I'll show you a basic general routine, and hopefully that will be something that that you can take home with you. Okay, let's have a look. All right, so first what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a quick general work around the shoulder joints here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of work on the traps, like so. So I'm squeezing, kneading, just encouraging a little bit of blood flow here. And also just stretching out some of the tissue. Good. I'm going to go into rolling. Like so. Yeah, so I try to use both hands for the rolling method, only just so you don't become more dominant in one hand over the other. Okay, I'm just going to take this arm down here. So before I start to move the arm, what I like to do is I like to squeeze the shoulder joint like so, and then move it, do some circular movements here. Yeah. So I'll take this on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this on and turn it palm up. So the palm is facing up, so that'll give me access to the bicep here and to the anterior part of the deltoid. Okay, you just like to sit on my foot here. So I'm putting up my my knee up like this, just so the client here can rest their arm just on my knee like so. So I'm starting off here with rolling. So how are you getting on with the pressure there? You okay there?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's probably something that you've probably never, I don't think you've received anything quite like this before?
No.
No, okay. So I'll start kneading the area, like so. Just try to relax the shoulder down a little bit, that's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that we've warmed up the area quite nicely, and we've dredged the channels, I'm going to start to get a lot more focused in on certain acupoints as well. So I'm going to go into large intestine 15 here, which is in between the two heads of the deltoid, just from the anterior and the medial part, and just below the acromion in there. So there's a nice little space which can go very, very deep into the joint. I'm just going to start plucking, and you could spend quite a long time. You could spend several minutes here, especially if somebody's experiencing a frozen shoulder. That's great. And then we'll start to work on the more lateral part of the arm, like so. So I'm squeezing and kneading the area. Then into rolling. Okay, and at this point what I can do now is I can start to, now that you've warmed up the area, you've dredged the channel, you can go into an acupuncture point known as large intestine 14, which can be found just at the point of the deltoid, just superficial to the deltoid tuberosity. You can pluck across that area. So I'm using the tip of my thumb here and plucking across, like so. So with other systems of body work, I think maybe like acupressure type work and shiatsu, there tends to be a lot of like pressing and holding, whereas with Tuina you see a lot of like pressing and movement. So also watch your clients' facial expressions if it tends to get a little bit too much. You okay there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know we're on camera, but feel free to say if it gets a little bit too much at some points.
Okay. It's good pressure.
Okay. So I'm probably going to spend a longer. In reality, I'll probably spend much more time on these different positions, but because it's more as a video to show you what you could expect. I'm rushing through this quite quickly. So what I'm doing from here, so we've done some work on the lateral part of the arm, so we're going to go into the posterior part, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the arm like this, and then turn it up so the palm faces up. Okay, just do it very slowly, especially with this when it's a first time client, so you don't injure them. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start again with pressing and kneading. And then rolling. So a lot of kneading around the area, like so. And then finding Sanjiao 14, okay, which is between the posterior head of the deltoid and the medial head of the deltoid, and you just find there's a space in between the two, just below the acromion, which you can pluck across, like so. Okay, and there's some other acupoints as well in the back. So there's small intestine 9 and 10. And one above. And there's a small intestine 10 is just found just below the acromion if you follow small intestine 9 all the way up. And what I like to do, if you're working with somebody with shoulder pain, it's nice to work some of the distal points as well that have a positive effect on the shoulder joint itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work the meridian. So this is the large intestine meridian going all the way down like so. You can squeeze and knead the area. Thumb knead the area as well, going down. Or you can also roll on the forearm, like so. And do that on the other side as well. So you can start to also work the elbow. So what I'm doing here is I'm pressing into large intestine 11 and pericardium 3. Heart 3, forgive me. So Sanjiao 5, pericardium 6, pericardium 7, large intestine 4, squeezing using the fingers. And pulling the fingers. Sorry, she wasn't expecting that, I don't think. Okay, and then for people with very stiff shoulders, this is a nice movement, nice rotation. Try to relax the arm as much as you can for me. Okay, so with this hand, I'm using my fingers. So I place one finger on large intestine 15 and the other finger on Sanjiao 14. Keep the pressure down, and then start to move the joint like so. So when you're dealing with a client who's got some shoulder immobility, you might not be able to put them through this this range of movement. So you may start off very gently, maybe somewhere here, and just very slowly start to build up the range of movement like so. And if it gets a little bit too much for them, sometimes you can then go back to the previous techniques that we were doing earlier on, yeah, and then come back and then start to move the joint again. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start to do some shaking, like so. And then twisting, which is this sort of movement. And a bit of pummeling at the end. Okay, so that's an example of it being used on one arm. Of course, you'll repeat it on the other side, whether the other side is the healthy side, just so you feel balanced from the left and right, so you don't feel lopsided when you're leaving the treatment room. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe just down below. If you want to get in touch, you can see me on my website, which is www.maxstrengthholistics.co.uk. Alternatively, you can also email me at info@maxstrengthholistics.co.uk. You can call me 07593 108 702. Regardless of how you contact me, just contact me, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Take care. I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas. Bye.